Hi, Leslie and Jose. I look forward to hearing your thoughts this week about the readings. I think one of the main themes in the readings this week, and something I've been thinking a lot about, is just the difference in knowledge and knowing. So, we talked a lot about last week as how knowledge is socially constructed, and these readings this week seem to emphasize the body as a sense of knowing. So, I was thinking about, okay, what's the difference between knowledge and knowing? And so that's just one of the things that's been on my mind. I hadn't really thought as much about how the mind was privileged in our culture, and it truly is. I mean, we value rational thought, the scientific method, and verbal communication. Those things are valued in schools, and we don't value the arts as much. We don't fund them as much. Any of the things that would have the mind-body connection as more of a feature. The notion of time I thought was really interesting this week. I knew, and I know we have a very interesting sense of time in this country, and everything is run by the clock. We have certain time periods where we learn certain material, and then it sort of segments there. We have certain days where if we don't produce enough, or we don't do enough things, or we're not participating enough, we have this sense of deficit. And I think that's really unfortunate, because there are a lot of things that students could master, but people do things at different times. And when we put those artificial time constraints on, we really limit the ability of our students to see learning as growth and developmental and as a continuum. One of the things here I made a note of, just this whole sense of rationality in time, and how Europeans use that to rationalize their treatment of the natives by saying that they were lazy or not enterprising, and basically making sure that they justified themselves as superior because they put this construct on them. I think that's one thing that we probably could get our students to relate to and could get them to understand. I think it's really interesting that we don't value our bodies as a way of knowing in an academic arena, but yet when we go on vacation, one of the things that we look forward to doing is escaping our concept of time. And when we go to a yoga class or emphasize mindfulness or prayer or meditation, we look at that as healthy and something that we all need to do. So it's interesting how we put even that in a category, and we see it as health, but we don't look at it from an academic perspective. One of the other things that resonated with me was just the community and the interconnectedness, and how that really is a way to move forward with social justice. I don't really know how we can create those communities when we have homogeneous groups in schools a lot, or how we can create those communities and connections when we don't go outside of our comfort zones to experience people and really understand the value of each other. And I don't know how we do that in schools if we don't have diversity and we don't have the opportunities to study and do things that are outside of what we are going to be tested on. So that's a challenge I was thinking about. One of the things that I loved was when Bell Hooks said that, let me read it, the heart has to be ready to carry the weight of your calling. And I think we all are called to do this work. And this to me is kind of a way, these classes that I'm taking, this and 605, is really a way of preparing my heart to do that. So thanks for listening to my rambling, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts.